Hello everybody. Today I'm going to go through the basics of setting up your project files for the Overwatch tutorials. I'm also going to go into basics of some of the inputs we're going to set and what the main events we use are. And then I'm going to talk about the future tutorials I'm going to make for this. So it's going to be pretty cool actually, going from mechanics all the way up to the game modes themselves. So first, just launch your Unreal Engine. Pretty simple. Once it's launched, go New Project, and for all these, I'm going to use the first-person blueprint. Right now, I have all of these are my two tutorials so far. I have them independent because I don't want to mess with the blueprints on each one. But eventually, I'll show you how to combine all of them together. That'll be a later tutorial. So name it wherever you want. This I'm going to name as my next tutorial, which is going to be the grappling hook. Widowmaker's grappling hook. And so we create the project. It's going to be a long title. Oh well. You don't have to worry about that title, by the way. You can name it whatever the hell you want. So once it loads up, we're in, and first thing you want to do is go edit, project settings, input, and go into action mapping and add 2 more maps. Call the first one ult, or ultimate, as like ult, and make it E. No, not EQ. Second one, name it shift. And this is going to be right click and also shift. And this will change depending on characters. Some characters use actually one more action map. This one's E, and make it E, obviously. Actually, wait. No, name this one secondary. So certain characters are going to use E and shift together, certain characters are going to use shift and right click, certain characters have those separated, but for what we're making on this character, shift will just be shift and right mouse button. We'll just make it easier. So now we have all those set up. Exit all the project settings, go and click on your first person character. It's right here. And don't delete the gun because we're actually going to use that to make Junkrat's rocket grenade launcher. But then you want to go edit blueprint. Open blueprint. Once that is open up, you bring it over here, drag it on, and we're going to be using, oops, come in, there we go, okay. So we're generally going to be using the jump script. It's one of them. You're also going to want to do input action, or input secondary, and then ult, and then you'll shift, yeah, action, shift, ult, and secondary, and these can be the main ones used, and event tick. So if event tick, secondary, ultimate, shift, event tick. What else? That's about it. And then another thing we use a lot is timelines. Just adding a timeline like that, and you edit it by going in, clicking, adding float track, and when you right click, you can add a key to it. That's the general idea of those. Now we don't actually need that right now, so delete that, we'll delete that. So I'm going to go through the general idea of what we're going to be making for the next week or so. I want this to be daily as far as I can go, but I mean, depending on how it goes, I may only be able to do it for a few weeks because of school, and I'm going to Texas soon to check out a game company there. So right now, we have like tracers, right click, and we have Ferris jetpack. So next we're going to be making Widowmaker's grappling hook, which is like a shift into a grappling hook. Then we're going to do Genji's parkour system, so that's the climbing the walls and double jumps and stuff. That's really easy. I should probably do that next, but that's, oh well. And then after we do that, we're gonna do Junkrat's grenade launcher. And then I'll just go on through all the characters, and any of them have special movements. And then from there, we're also going to go into how to make the game modes like control point maps, which are pretty easy and not super hard to make, but they'll still be good for a tutorial. And then we're also going to do that other type of map, the one that has the moving vehicle, the push maps. And I think those are all the maps in Overwatch. There's only 2 game modes, and then any type of combinations in between. We're not going to go into how to make a multiplayer setup, like the multiplayer coding and everything. At least it's not planned for, because I don't know how to do that. And it's really hard, and there's a lot of tutorials already out there that show you how to do that. And also, by then, once we start recreating everything from the game, then we start going into plagiarism, and that's no fun. And then from there, after we finish all the Overwatch tutorials, which should last about 2 weeks, hopefully, maybe less, maybe more, I'll start going into Blender and how to use Blender and how to use Maya LT. I've had some requests for Blender, so I'm going to do that first. And then who knows what will come next, but that's the plan so far. That's everything I have for you today. Sorry about the late upload and the small upload. I've had some computer problems today, and I'm not going to go into it, but it has to do with Steam. But yeah. So until next time, everyone, always have a good game.